Hello everyone, my name is Amber. Welcome back to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. Today I'm here with a fun little challenge that I got from Becky from Bex Reads. And she actually does this Unstuff Your Kindle kind of challenge. I've seen her do them in the past, but I have never participated. And I thought it would be a perfect time to try this because I have gotten so many of those like free books on those like free, book days that I forget what they're called. You know what I'm talking about. But I think like the last 3 times I've gotten so many books and then like never have read any of them. So I thought this is a great opportunity to finally go through all these ebooks that I have sitting on my Kindle and get some of them read. So in this challenge, Becky has it where it's like kicking off 2025 with kind of like a winter for January. And basically it's Unstuff Your Kindle, and it's basically for reading anything with snow, frost, ice, cold, kind of winter themes on the cover or in the title. So I'm going to go through my Kindle and try and search for some of those options. I'm sure I'll have some because I have so many books sitting on there. So I'm really excited. This is just going to be me vlogging the few books that I'm going to read. Hopefully I'll get through a few because this is going on. I am trying to get this done probably around the same time that like the historical romance readathon that I'm doing is going on. So hopefully I get some of these done. Hopefully this isn't too big of a fail. We shall see, but I think this is such a great idea that Becky does. So I am excited to finally kind of be a part of it and give this a shot. So anyways, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna look through my Kindle and I'm gonna see what options I have, and I will be back with you on my first check-in. Hello everyone. So I am on my lunch at work and I just wanted to do my first check-in. So I actually read Some Winter's Evening, I think that's the title, by Erin Langston, and I adored this. Just like Forever Your Rogue was such a favorite for me for 2024. That was like in my top 5 books of the year. And this one was so amazing because it is actually Cora's brother's romance. So this is Gavin. He was like, I can't remember what it's called, barrister or whatever. He's like a lawyer kind of thing. I always forget the term from back then, but he's very studious and very all about his work. And so like, he's actually traveling and gets stuck at this inn and he runs into the heroine, which I'm trying to remember her name, Amelia. And she was actually traveling to her new job. She is a governess and she got like let go randomly. And so she is on the way to a new job and they're both stuck there for the night. And they end up just kind of like, they have a crazy interaction because she like wants to buy the last pie like thing that they had offered, and he had it and he thought she was offering her services as like a courtesan to him, and so she gets pissed and like dumps the beer over his head. Sorry, the sun's like getting in my eyes over here. And so, but then they end up hitting it off and like hanging out all night and dancing and having a good time. And he like they get kind of physical. They start kissing and she definitely wants to do more, but he's like wants to do the right thing and stops it. But the next morning when he went to go try and talk to her, she was already gone because she had to get on the road. Well, he's going to see her again because she ends up being Cora and Nate's governess for their kids. And so he sees her because he's going to spend like the holidays with his sister. And so now they're kind of like in the same house for the holidays. And I just adored this because you get to see Cora and Nate again, which Cora, and Nate, they're like hold a special place in my heart. Forever Your Rogue is going to be like one of my top historical romance books. I just loved it so much. And so to see them happy and like as a couple and everything, and it was just really, really cute. I was highlighting a bunch of stuff from Nate in this book because he was one really trying to get, Gavin to like get out there and live his life and do something besides work. And so it was just cute. Like, and he could tell like he was like pining after the governess, because when she realizes he's like the brother, she's like, well, we have to put what happened like between us, behind us, because she could lose her job and, everything. But of course, they have such an amazing connection and they can't stay away from each other. Like, they just are drawn together and they have so many sweet moments. And, again, with Erin Langston, she writes such phenomenal historical romance where it's just romantic, the longing, like they are just like pining after each other. Like, it's just beautiful. It's something that I feel is missing in a lot of historical romance now. So I really, really love this. And he's also taking on a case, but he doesn't want to take on the case for this guy because he's shady, and it's like his son promised to marry a governess and then left her high and dry. But he needs it to move up in his career kind of. So he's kind of in this tough spot. But so a bunch of stuff goes down with that, and then he basically decides she's it for him. They start to be together, have sex while they're living under the same roof, and he basically wants her to come back to London with him and marry him and everything like that. So it was just super sweet. I loved seeing Nate and Cora. Gavin and Amelia were so precious together. So I absolutely love this one. So I gave this one 5 stars. I never have high expectations with novellas, but really, Erin packs a punch in this book. She puts all the emotions, the romantic feelings, the angst, the tension, it's all there. So it's a fully fleshed out story for a novella, which is really hard to do. So Erin Langston continues to be a favorite for me. So anyways, I am going to get back to work, and then I will check back in with you once I get to my next, winter themed Kindle book that I have. All right, see you in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back. So I'm kind of all over the place with this vlog because I'm doing this vlog at the same time I'm doing another one. Now I'm about to start another one. I just have too many things going on. But the historical readathon thing that I was doing is still going on this weekend. So I was trying to get a book finished for that. But I realized I needed to get some of these books on my Kindle cleared out because I need to post this video by the 20th when Becky and them are doing that. So anyways, I haven't read too much else for this. I just read a quick little novella because I was in the middle of a historical romance that I was reading for that readathon. So I needed to step away real quickly. I just wanted to read something real quick because I need to get a few of these books actually read for this vlog, so it's not such a failure my first time. But anyways, I read a really quick, maybe 40, 50, I think it's 40 pages novella. And it was one that I had gotten on one of the Kindle clear out days, or not clear out days, but free Kindle days. And it's actually called Icebound by Tiffany Roberts. Tiffany Roberts, I really love that duo. They wrote my favorite Spider-Mate series. And so that's really, except for that and the cyborg weird one. Oh, no, I have read the one that's the Kraken one too. So I've read a few of their different ones, but this one was a quick novella, and it was actually packed a pretty good punch for how short it is. I really enjoyed it. It was quick. It was easy. We have a heroine. She's been basically I think her name was Anna. She was living on her own, really isolated for the last 5 years. She's been alone with no visitors, just struggling to live out in her own. Her husband and baby had died from the cold because it was very harsh winters. And so she's really cut herself off and blames herself and is living in this self-imposed exile type of loneliness. And she happens to see this man coming out in the middle of a storm. And he asks for safe harbor, to stay there. And she's really drawn to him, but she makes him sleep out in the barn anyways, just to be kind of safe, which is smart. But she's very drawn to him. He's very attractive. He's got these very different colored eyes that she's really drawn to. He just seems special. And she finds herself attracted to him. He actually gets her to have a snow fight and have fun for the first time in years. And so she's feeling things she hasn't felt in a really long time. She tries to fight it, but she ends up hooking up with him, but immediately feels guilty about it because she feels guilty about what happened to her husband and child. And he goes to leave because she was this was a mistake. And she's freaking out. She's like, you can't leave in the snowstorm. And he just left. And so she kind of chases him down later, and she gets stuck out in the snowstorm, and he comes and saves her. Now, he had told her these stories. He's a wanderer, and you could tell that he was different, like not human. But she didn't have a clue. And he would tell her stories about this stranger that would like save people, and he had different powers or whatever. And it was obvious it was him. And so he ends up saving her, and then, you know, telling her that, yeah, it was him. He was the man from the stories. And, you know, basically she like asked him to take her with him so that she can go be a part of his world and all of that. So, I mean, it's really short. It's kind of cute. It's simple. So, I mean, I'm not going to rate it super high or anything. It was decent, but it was a quick little one, and it did have, you know, the cover that fits this challenge. So anyways, that's the one that I read. And then I did have a historical romance, but I'm in the middle of another historical romance, so I don't know if I'll have time to get to it because I have to finish this vlog tomorrow to edit for like the 20th. So I don't know if I'll get this up. But the other one that I was thinking of reading, because it's a little bit, it'd be shorter. I think it's novella or just a little bit above novella length. I can't remember. But it's Stranded in the Snow by Noelle Adams, which is actually, I believe, the other like name for Claire Kent. So if I'm right on that, I think I am. But I figured it was, I don't know anything about it, but I had gotten it before. So I figured that'd be a perfect one to do. The other one that I had that was might get to, but probably won't be realistic, was The Ice Duchess by Amy Rose Bennett. Like, I've never read this author before, and it was a historical romance. So we'll see if I have time. I just have so much to read. I still have to get to my Mortals After Dark read for the month because I'm doing that read along. So anyways, I'm having a good time with this though, but I should have given myself more time to actually do it than what I did. All right, I will check back in with you once I get to the next book and see where I'm falling at if I want to continue another one. We'll see if I have time. All right, see you in a bit. Hey guys, so I am here with my final check-in. I only had time to read one more book, and it was really a novella. So I didn't do my best on this Kindle clear out because I wanted to do more, but you know, with the historical romance readathon that I was doing at the same time, I just didn't have time to get to all the ones. I really only had, I think, one more full-length historical romance that was I wanted to try and fit in that was actually out of my Kindle clear out, but I didn't get to it. So anyways, the last one that I did end up reading was Stranded, I think, in the Snow. Yeah, Stranded in the Snow by Noelle Adams. And while I have never read Noelle Adams, I've read her as Claire Kent many times. And I haven't read like her like contemporary like type of ones that she writes under Noelle Adams. I got this one of those free Kindle days. And so I picked this one up. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute. It was an Enemies to Lovers. I believe his name was, hold on, let me look up the names of the characters. I think the guy's name was Scott. Okay, sorry, I forgot the heroine's name, of course. So Olivia and Scott have like kind of been enemies, but we really find out quickly that Scott has been pining after Olivia forever. This is the second book in this series, so I think it was introduced in the previous book, but their like fathers were kind of had like a feud going on. And so that family feud kind of came into play on them like not liking each other. And Scott kind of she views him as like a player, like he's kind of like a womanizer that she sees him as. But really Scott's liked her since they were kids. He was really shy as a kid and he had a hard time talking to her or even talking to girls. And so one summer he kind of just changed and all of a sudden became like this player and was like very good looking and all of that. And she didn't really like that whole behavior of his. So they've kind of just not liked each other at all. I mean, she hasn't liked him. He's like a photographer. They run like this kind of like, I don't know if it's like a holiday vacation kind of place. I don't know, whatever. But he needs to, there's like a wedding going to happen, and they're going to stay in the suite. And the bride wanted to do pictures in there. So he was there, and they have to go out to this cabin that her and her, like the fiance, are going to be at to do like plan out pictures and stuff. And there's a big snowstorm coming. So when they get up there, they kind of get stuck and they have to walk up to the cabin, and it's a big snowstorm and they are going to be stranded in the snow together. So they're kind of stuck there for a couple days, and they have to like actually, you know, the power goes out, everything. So they kind of have to warm up. They have to kind of work together, and you know, you're stuck in a cabin with like no TV, nothing. So they kind of are forced to like talk about everything. And so they actually address like their feelings towards each other. You know, she had a view of him as being this player, and he really doesn't, he's not, I mean, he has had a lot of sexual partners, but nothing really serious, because he doesn't know if he can do that. And he's been like pining after her for years, but she had no idea. And so, but the thing that I really liked about this was that they do have a really good chemistry and connection. But they have some really intimate, like important conversations where she learns about what happened to him that summer when he changed, where he like was working on this farm, I think. And this woman, this older woman that ran the farm and everything, basically had, you know, sex with him. And she's like, that's wrong. Like, you know, he was like 17 and she's in her mid 30s. And she's like, that's wrong. Like, she was your boss, a woman of power. Like, even if you wanted it, like, that wasn't okay that she did that. And so, like, kind of like after that, he really never had a serious relationship, you know. And so they just had really good conversations. They were able to get, like, you know, vulnerable and talk about things. And then, like, you know, her really seeing that, like, he'd only experienced sex in, like, a sex way, like, nothing more intimate. Sorry, the cat is, like, hitting my, seriously? My mom's cat's, like, she never gets on my lap, but now that I'm filming, she's gonna get on my lap. So anyways, they really had some good discussions, and she, like, after learning how his first sex was and how, like, every sexual encounter was kind of like that, she really wants him to experience something more intimate and special. And so they do decide to actually sleep together, and it was really great. And then he goes in the bathroom and, like, freaks out because he's never had that kind of I'm so sorry, she's hitting my freaking thing over and over. He's never had that kind of connection and emotions during sex, and he's, like, scared. And so he's in the bathroom almost having, like, a panic attack, and she comes in, she's like, are you okay? And he's like, I need space. And so that was like a slap in the face to her, and she was very upset. And then they kind of end up getting out where the storm is cleared, the streets are plowed, and he kind of has a talk with his older brother, and he kind of comes to terms with, like, he's been giving the world, like, a fake persona. Like, he's never really been the real him, and he wanted to be the real him with her. And so he goes and kind of tells her his feelings, and they end up giving it a shot. So then they ends with the epilogue of them, like, they've been married and everything, and they go back up to the cabin to do, like, another getaway together. So I just really loved this. It was very wholesome, but I think it was, like, something, like, about Claire Kent that I love that she's done with her Kindle series is she can write, like, novella-sized books, but it packs a punch. Like, it has a lot more emotions to it. It tells a full, well-rounded story, and that's what I feel like this did. And I thought it was really great, like, the, like, in-depth, like, kind of vulnerable, emotional conversations that they had. I really liked that. So I really had a good time with this. This cat is, like, something else. So I just decided, here she is. Okay, there's the cat. Oh, sorry, that's her butt. So I had a great time with this. I decided to give it a 5-star because I think it's really hard to tell that emotional and, like, good journey where, like, you really feel like you know the characters in a novella. So I really enjoyed it. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. Big thank you to Becky for letting me join and doing this. I think this is such an awesome idea because I have so many Kindle books. So I hope I'm going to be able to do like the next one, because I need to start clearing out all my Kindle books that like have been sitting on my Kindle forever unread. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave me a like, comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next one.